There are some men who look perfect before marriage. They are charming. They know exactly what to say. They can make you feel special, protected, and deeply loved. But sometimes, the person you marry is not the person you thought you knew. And the most dangerous problems in a relationship are not always obvious at the beginning. They often appear through small behaviors, repeated patterns, and subtle psychological traits that become much more serious after marriage. This doesn't mean every man with one of these traits is a bad person. Human beings are complicated, and everyone has flaws. But when certain behaviors become consistent patterns, they can create an unhealthy and emotionally exhausting marriage. So before you say, "I do," pay attention to these 7 psychological traits. The first is emotional manipulation. A manipulative man doesn't always control you by shouting. Sometimes he controls you by making you feel guilty. You express your feelings, and somehow you end up apologizing. You tell him that something hurt you, and suddenly the conversation becomes about how you supposedly hurt him. He may use phrases like, "If you really loved me, you would do this," or "After everything I've done for you." How can you say that? Over time, you may start questioning your own feelings just to avoid conflict. Healthy love gives you freedom to express yourself. Manipulation makes you afraid to express yourself. The second trait is a complete lack of accountability. Everyone makes mistakes. A healthy person can say, "I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'll try to do better." But a man who never accepts responsibility will always find someone else to blame. His boss is responsible for his problems. His family is responsible for his behavior. His friends are responsible for his mistakes. And somehow you eventually become responsible too. If every argument ends with him explaining why everything is your fault, pay attention. Marriage requires 2 people who can look at themselves honestly. Without accountability, problems don't get solved. They simply repeat. The third trait is disrespect. This one is extremely important. Pay attention to how he treats people who cannot give him anything in return. How does he speak to waiters? How does he treat his parents? How does he behave when someone disagrees with him? How does he react when he doesn't get what he wants? A man can be incredibly polite during dating because he wants to impress you, but real character often appears when he is frustrated. If he regularly humiliates people, insults others, mocks your opinions, or makes you feel small, don't assume marriage will magically change him. Respect is not something that appears after the wedding. It should already exist before it. The fourth trait is extreme jealousy and possessiveness. There is a difference between caring about someone and trying to control them. A healthy partner may feel uncomfortable in certain situations, but he trusts you enough to communicate. A controlling partner wants access to everything: your phone, your messages, your friends, your clothes, your social media, your location. At first, jealousy can look romantic. He may say, "I just care about you." But if caring becomes controlling, the relationship slowly turns into a prison. The psychological danger is that control often increases gradually. First, he questions one friendship, then another. Then he tells you what you should wear, then where you should go. Eventually, you may find yourself changing your entire life just to prevent his anger. That isn't emotional security. That's control. The fifth trait is emotional instability without any willingness to improve. Everyone gets angry. Everyone has bad days. But there is a major difference between having emotions and being controlled by them. If a man regularly explodes over small problems, threatens to leave during arguments, breaks things, gives silent treatment for days, or becomes extremely affectionate and then suddenly cruel, you should take the pattern seriously. The important question isn't whether someone has emotions. The question is whether they can manage those emotions responsibly. A mature man can feel anger without making everyone around him afraid. He can disagree without becoming abusive. He can communicate without turning every disagreement into emotional chaos. The sixth trait is narcissistic behavior. This doesn't mean diagnosing someone with narcissistic personality disorder. Instead, look for repeated patterns of extreme self-importance. Does everything have to be about him? Does he constantly need admiration? Does he struggle to celebrate your success? Does he become jealous when you receive attention? Does he dismiss your feelings but expect you to understand his? Does he believe he deserves special treatment while giving very little in return? A relationship becomes exhausting when one person's needs always matter and the other person's needs are treated as an inconvenience. Marriage should not feel like living beside someone who needs constant applause. You should feel like a partner, not an audience. And the seventh trait may be the most important of all. Unwillingness to grow. Nobody enters marriage perfect. You will make mistakes. He will make mistakes. You will misunderstand each other. There will be difficult seasons. But a healthy relationship depends on the willingness to learn. If a man says, "This is just how I am," every time you bring up a legitimate concern, that statement should make you think, because personality can be difficult to change, but behavior can be examined. A mature person can listen, they can reflect, they can apologize, they can seek help, they can change unhealthy habits. But if someone repeatedly hurts you and then tells you that you simply need to accept it, don't confuse acceptance with love. And remember something important. These traits are not a checklist for judging someone after one bad day. Everyone can be selfish sometimes. Everyone can become jealous. Everyone can lose their temper. What matters is the pattern. Look at what happens repeatedly. Look at how he behaves when nobody is watching. Look at how he treats you when he is angry. Look at whether his apologies are followed by changed behavior. Because words can create an illusion. Tars reveal reality. Before marriage, don't only ask yourself, "Does he love me?" Ask deeper questions. Do I feel respected around him? Can I disagree with him without being punished? Can I express my feelings safely? Does he take responsibility for his actions? Does he support my growth? Do I trust his character when life becomes difficult? Because marriage isn't simply about finding someone who makes your heart beat faster. It's about finding someone whose character makes your life healthier, safer, and more peaceful. Attraction can bring two people together. Love can make them stay. But character, emotional maturity, respect, accountability, and trust are what help a marriage survive. So don't marry potential. Don't marry promises. Don't marry the versions of someone you hope they will become. Pays attention to who they consistently are today. Because the person you ignore before marriage may become the problem you spend years trying to escape afterward.